Hi everyone, I'm Louis Ng. I'm the MP for NUSPA GRC and the Chairman of the Government Parliamentary Committee for Sustainability and the Environment. In 2008, Minister Shanmugam was actually the guest of honor at our Acres Gala dinner, and back then I remember he told me you cannot just help animals, you have to help people as well. And I started volunteering at his Meet the People session, where I realized that I could have a bigger impact. And again, not just on animals, which is important, but also about helping the community, helping society. And when Minister asked whether I was keen to enter politics and stand for election, I decided to take a step forward so that I can effect bigger changes at a policy level, in Parliament, to speak up for everyone and fight for a better Singapore for all. Well, it has always been in me, protecting the planet, as I shared in Parliament recently. That really grew out watching Captain Planet when I was young, and how the Planeteers were out there saving the planet. And I realized that I not just wanted to become aware of this, but I really wanted to be a part of it. So as early as 14, I sort of decided that once I grew up, this is something that I wanted to do. I was very passionate about helping animals, helping the environment. And again, when I became a member of Parliament, I started to file more questions, speaking out about climate change, environmental protection, sustainability. That led to the first private member's motion on climate change, speaking about the Green Plan, in the Committee of Supply debates. I think all these are important because if we have the best economy, the best jobs, the best education system, but without a healthy planet to live in, all that will come to nothing. I think I commonly get asked that, as an activist, can you be a politician as well? And my reply has always been, a politician should be an activist. And I brought that skill sets now into my work as an MP to really mobilize people, to try and effect the policy changes on the ground, to explain to people, get them more aware of the issues, and ultimately get everyone on board on writing the next chapter of the Singapore story. And I think that's the important part. The activism part is probably one of the most important things that the MP should be doing. I think it's been a very exciting journey as the chair for the GPC to really again bring sustainability to the forefront in Parliament, and to make sure that sustainability is at the heart of everything we do. And I'm very fortunate I have a very passionate team of GPC members, fellow MPs that are passionate about a variety of topics, about green jobs, about green finance, green buildings, green transport, green community, green education system. You saw in our recent motion where we had so many MPs speaking out about an issue that really hasn't been debated that much in Parliament. If you saw the recent budget debates, the debate on climate change really was one of the longest, where so many people spoke up with suggestions, with recommendations. And I think that's an exciting area now where we have shown so much progress over the last few years here in Singapore. Wow, they're really doing so much. I guess what sort of inspires me and keeps me very optimistic is that the youth of Singapore are not just aware about climate change, but very importantly, they want to do something. They want to speak up about it, they want to take action, organizing different activities and campaigns on the ground to make sure that they too play a part in co-creating solutions to fight climate change here in Singapore. And their enthusiasm and their real passion for this, it's really a real sign of progress here in Singapore. So I think again, the government plays a strong role in fighting climate change with our policies, with the legislation. But at the end of the day, I always stress is that we also need to make sure that it is convenient for everyone to be climate ready and to join us in this movement. So that's one reason why we introduced the vouchers, so that the lower income residents can also join us on this fight against climate change, where the vouchers they can use to buy more energy efficient appliances. And we want to make sure that recycling becomes easier. We're trying to make sure that there are alternatives in transport, alternatives in vehicles as a push towards EV. Again, making sure infrastructure is there. So I think that the convenience is going to play a critical role in changing people's mindset, and at the same time stressing to them again that this push towards protecting our planet is a very important one. That the next generation depends on what we, this current generation, do to make sure that they have a healthy planet to live in. I think what I find most encouraging about the Green Plan is that it's very near-term targets. So we're looking at something within the next 9 years. So it is a little more relatable to the public, to our residents here in Yishun, that as compared to something, say, within this century. It could be 79 years' time. But now we have something within 9 years with very specific targets in terms of even the amount of nature areas we're going to conserve, in terms of targets of reaching net zero for Sentosa, for schools. So I think that's what's going to make it easier and more palatable for the public to understand, to appreciate, and to join us in this fight as well. But that's the most important part of the Green Plan now. This next chapter is about going down on the ground to explain to them what the Green Plan 2030 is, and to get buy-in and support from the public, and to get them very much involved in the process as well. So I think in Singapore, the government has shown that we are taking a strong lead on environmental issues, on fighting climate change, sustainability, through our legislation, our policy, through the Green Plan 2030. I think businesses are definitely coming on board as well, making very big fundamental changes in the way they operate in Singapore. And I think now we want to mobilize everyone, and that's the key part. It's not a whole of government approach, but really a whole of nation approach. And now we need everyone to play a role, because that's the most important part now. Mobilizing people to take action, to reduce the carbon emission, to change the lifestyle, and to make sure that sustainability is at the heart of everything they do as well. I think again the plan for Earth Hour really is to mobilize everyone to get involved. So one is really through the Kosong plan that I'm working with WWF on. We've done a series of videos, and that's really about how everyone can play a part in this. Every individual can set up their Kosong plan and have targets on how they can reach zero or reduce their emissions. So again, government has our big Singapore Green Plan, and now we want to make sure everybody has their own Kosong plan as well. And I think that's an important part, not just the Earth Hour of that 1 hour, but now of getting everyone to set up their own Kosong plan, aka their own Green Plan. First 3 words, not what's first word. The heart of everything. Passionate, enthusiastic, co-creating. The way forward. I know, everyone taking action. The heart of everything.